Sometimes life treats you pretty badly, but how you react is totally up to you. And if you've ever felt like all the world handed you was hurt and sorrow, then maybe these animals can give a new way to look at things. Because these animals, even though they were born with harsh disadvantages, have chosen to live with joy and soak up every good moment. From dogs born with unusually short spines to others with just 2 legs, here are the 15 animals that nature didn't treat kindly, but who've fought past every obstacle to lead happy, full lives. Let's start with number 15, Oscar, the miracle cat. Oscar lost both his back legs when a combine harvester ran over him while he was napping in a field. At first, things looked hopeless for the poor cat, but then came a breakthrough. His owners were ready to try anything to help him walk again, so they signed him up for a new kind of surgery. After the complex and tricky procedure, Oscar took just 10 minutes before he was up and walking again, like normal. That's how quickly he adapted to his new limbs. He went straight back to exploring and doing regular cat things. His vets were amazed. Oscar's recovery was not only fast, it was fabulous. He became one of the first cats to successfully receive prosthetic legs attached directly to his bones. And just like that, Oscar went from tragedy to triumph. He doesn't just walk, he climbs, jumps, and runs. He's back to his curious self, and nothing slows him down now. The vets still talk about this unique cat as a game changer in animal care. Number 14, Instagram star, Duncan Luhoo. Some of the animals featured today have made it clear that no kind of disability is enough to hold them back, and Duncan Luhoo is definitely one of them. Born with severely malformed hind legs and pelvis, Duncan was expected to live a limited and dependent life. But not this guy. He doesn't let his condition define him. He doesn't even see himself as different. Though he only has 2 functioning legs, Duncan moves around freely and even balances when he wants. He's been given custom wheelchairs, but he does just fine without them. He runs, plays fetch, and enjoys life without hesitation. His condition couldn't be fixed medically, but honestly, with that level of spirit and joy, who needs intervention? Duncan proves that mobility doesn't just come from limbs, it comes from will. Watching him run, jump, and wag that tail, you'd never guess what he's been through. This is one dog living life on his own terms. So you can live too. Number 13, Quasimodo, the homeless dog. Well, this is Quasimodo. We know what you're probably thinking, but he's a German Shepherd. He just happens to have a rare condition called short spine syndrome. It's so rare that fewer than 20 cases have been recorded worldwide, showing just how unique this sweet dog is. He's a happy guy who loves playing with other dogs, especially the ladies, and just enjoys life in general. His owner, who found him as a stray, wanted people to see him for who he is, so she started filming his daily life. When his videos hit social media, people fell in love. He became a star. Short spine syndrome causes the vertebrae to be compressed at the back, and some bones are completely missing. Another one, Ivy, has the same condition and has become a TikTok favorite. She's adorable, full of personality, and everyone loves her. Researchers are still studying this unsettling condition, hoping to understand the exact cause and how to help. Number 12. The dog with 3D printed legs. After learning about this dog's story, Tara Anderson couldn't ignore it. She felt something and decided to help. Darby was born with underdeveloped front legs, which made walking and playing almost impossible. Tara adopted him and initially gave him a cart to help him move, but it wasn't quite right. While it did allow him to get around, he couldn't run or interact normally with other dogs. That's when Tara and her team came up with a better plan. They used 3D printing to create custom prosthetic legs just for Darby. The moment he was fitted, everything changed. He adjusted so fast it was almost like he had always had them. He could finally run, play fetch, and enjoy the kind of life every dog deserves. Now, Darby spends his days racing alongside his humans and four-legged friends, full of confidence and energy. Thanks to some innovation and heart, Darby got more than new legs. He got a second chance. Number 11. Alligator with no upper jaw. Remember when we said the alligator's most crucial part? Some might say it's the jaws. But believe it or not, alligators can survive without an upper jaw. This rare sighting was caught by a wildlife enthusiast who wasn't even out looking for gators. He just stopped when he noticed this one, clearly injured. It's believed that another alligator bit off its upper jaw and damaged one of its eyes during a fight. Still, the gator looks surprisingly healthy, and the injury seems to have healed long ago. Somehow, it's managed to adapt and survive in the wild, likely eating small fish and apple snails. Most alligators don't survive wounds half this bad, but this one defied the odds. The team that filmed him would have loved to rescue and provide care, but by law, they can't remove him from the wild, so he continues to live free, scarred, but strong. That's one tough reptile. There is also an alligator in Sanford with a missing jaw, but even without it, they're deadly. Number 10. Pig in a wheelchair. While Faith, the two-legged dog, lost her front limbs, a pig named Chris P. Bacon was born with no back legs, but he's doing just fine. Chris gets around using a small wheelchair. His original owners couldn't care for him properly, so a veterinarian stepped in and adopted him. He even made Chris his first wheelchair using toy parts. Once Chris figured out how to move around, the vet filmed him and posted it on YouTube. That video blew up. Chris P. Bacon now has Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook accounts where fans share their love for him. Some people have even offered to adopt him, but the vet clearly isn't handing him over. Chris is more than just a pig in wheels. He's a symbol of resilience. He lives life fully, rolls around with ease, and continues to be a favorite among animal lovers online. With or without legs, Chris is living better than most. But as of now, we've no idea where or how this pig is. So, do you have any clue? Number 9. Simba, the goat. Well now, let's meet Simba, a Pakistani Nubian goat hoping to set a Guinness World Record for the longest ears ever recorded on a goat. Simba's a friendly, playful little baby goat with ears that make him look like a real-life cartoon character. At just a few weeks old, his ears were already measured 48 centimeters, or about 19 inches. Born in Karachi, Pakistan, Simba has become a bit of a celebrity. His silky blonde ears flap in the breeze when he walks and even brush the ground when he runs. To keep him safe, his owner Mohammed Razik made soft cloth pouches to hold his ears up so they don't get injured while he plays. Nubian goats are known for long, droopy ears that help them stay cool, but Simba's ear length is likely caused by a harmless genetic mutation. Aside from that, he's healthy, lively, and always up for attention. And if records mean anything, Simba, now 2 years old, may soon be officially the longest-eared goat on Earth. Number 8. Ponganur dwarf cattle. What do these animals look like to you? Goats? Maybe sheep? Well, no. These are real cows, and not just any cows. These are Ponganur dwarf cattle, a miniature breed native to the Chittor district of Andhra Pradesh. Measuring less than 16 inches tall, a full-grown Ponganur cow doesn't even reach the knee of a standard cow. Despite their tiny build, these cows produce excellent quality milk and are incredibly hardy. Their distinct white or gray coats, calm demeanor, and affectionate nature make them great companions, but they're also incredibly rare and currently considered an endangered breed. Their small size makes them perfect for families with limited space who still want to raise cattle. They're low maintenance, gentle, and surprisingly productive. In a world where cows are usually seen as large and lumbering, these pint-sized versions are a complete surprise. And look how calmly they mingle with children, gentle, friendly, and absolutely adorable. They're cows, just mini, and they're amazing. Number 7. Jericho, the yak. Well, now we go from short to massive. Meet Jericho, the yak with the world's longest horns. His massive horns measure a stunning 346.4 centimeters. That's 136.4 inches from one tip to the other. Jericho was gifted to his current owners, Melody and Hugh Smith, back in 2014 by a friend who was retiring from raising yaks. Even back then, he stood out, but no one imagined he'd end up in the record books. Jericho isn't just a showstopper, he's also known as one of the gentlest animals they've ever raised. Kind, calm, and incredibly photogenic. But having horns that size comes with complications. His owners have had to duct tape the horns in place so he doesn't accidentally injure himself by rubbing them against his neck. Even so, Jericho lives peacefully, happily stealing the spotlight. His horns are so wide, they've been compared to the McDonald's well, not bad for a yak from humble beginnings. Now he's a living legend. Number 6. Two-headed snake. It sounds like mythology, but no, this isn't a hydra. Two-headed snakes really exist, and they're as weird as they sound. This particular snake has two fully formed heads on one body, meaning it shares vital organs, but each head has a separate brain, mouth, and tongue. You'd think they'd fight for control, but oddly enough, they function together, most of the time. Either head can eat, but both usually try to eat simultaneously, creating some awkward feeding situations. When one head eats, the other tries to pull the food away, because even in one body, sibling rivalry exists. These rare snakes are usually born from the same process that causes conjoined twins in humans. They rarely survive in the wild, which makes seeing one alive incredibly rare. In captivity, though, they can live fairly normal lives with a little extra care. Watching one move is mesmerizing and unsettling at once, like seeing nature glitch, yet somehow keep functioning. Number 5. Aerys, the borzoi. Just like humans have standout features, this dog named Aerys has one that's impossible to miss. She's a borzoi, also known as a Russian wolfhound, with what's believed to be the longest snout of any dog alive. Her owners, Lily and Savannah, adopted her in July 2018 as a tiny pup and immediately knew she was different. Her snout was already noticeably long, so they created an Instagram profile to track her growth. What started as a casual photo log soon went viral. The page attracted more than 179,000 followers, all captivated by Aerys's one-of-a-kind profile. Her elongated nose doesn't bother her one bit. In fact, it's become her signature. She lives a happy, active life and is showered with love both online and off. Her owners never expected their pet to become an internet icon, but Aerys's distinct look brought smiles, curiosity, and joy to people all over the world. She may not have a world record yet, but she certainly has a fan base. Number 4. The three-legged donkey. Meet Bella Burrow, the little donkey that cheated death and now lives on 3 legs. Taken from her mother at just 2 months old, Bella was left in freezing weather by an irresponsible breeder. When she was found, temperatures had dropped to -15 degrees. She was starving, frostbitten, and barely clinging to life. Her legs were in terrible shape, and she had severe hypothermia. At the animal hospital, doctors weren't optimistic. Euthanasia was on the table. But the couple who rescued her weren't ready to give up. As long as Bella kept fighting, so would they. They started a fundraiser called Save Baby Bella and raised over $12,000 to cover the cost of surgery and a special prosthetic. Today, Bella has recovered beautifully. She runs, eats hay, and plays like any other young donkey. Her prosthetic doesn't slow her down at all. Number 3, squirrel with no hind legs. Still sticking with animals missing parts you'd assume were essential, we've got a squirrel that defies every expectation. A man was walking his dog when he noticed something unusual rustling through the bushes. It was a squirrel, but it had no back legs. And yet, it moved fast, almost like it didn't know it was missing anything. Unlike pets who might get custom carts or wheelchairs, this squirrel had no support, no vet, no help. It had figured out how to walk on its front legs alone. The little guy practically did handstands, flipping over grass and climbing just enough to survive. It's unclear how it lost its hind legs. Maybe an injury, maybe a birth defect. But that didn't seem to matter to him. He was just out there, foraging like any other squirrel. It's not every day you see a wild animal adapting this well without intervention. But nature's resilience is wild, and this squirrel clearly never got the memo that he should have given up. Number 2, Deuce, the wonder dog. Deuce's story is another one that barely sounds believable. He was found abandoned in a ditch, badly injured and barely able to move. His 2 left legs were both severely damaged, and vets had no option but to amputate them. You'd think he'd struggle to adjust, but the reality was the opposite. Within just 24 hours after surgery, Deuce was already up and walking. His balance, coordination, and energy stunned the medical team. If you don't look closely, you might not even notice he's missing 2 legs. He moves that naturally. Initially, vets debated whether to amputate at all since he wasn't using them, but his progress after surgery proved they made the right choice. These days, Deuce enjoys the outdoors, plays like any other dog, and even has a bit of online fame. He's also become a quiet ambassador for amputee animals, showing people that life doesn't end with a disability, it just changes form. Deuce just kept going, and he still does. Number 1, Faith, the 2-legged dog. What would you think of a dog that walks on only 2 legs? Just 2, not 3 or 4. Faith is one of those dogs that makes you stop and rethink everything. Born with just her hind legs, she was rejected by her mother and couldn't feed or move properly. Some vets even advised putting her down. But her owner, Jude Stringfellow, believed otherwise. He knew this pup had a chance. With patience, consistency, and a whole lot of heart, he taught Faith how to walk upright. Eventually, she learned to stand tall and walk on her back legs, much like a cartoon character. Her gait became part of her charm. Faith didn't just survive, she blossomed. Her name became a symbol for perseverance, and her story gave hope to thousands. From being written off to walking proud, Faith reminds us that where there's love and belief, anything is possible, even for a 2-legged dog who was never supposed to make it. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you very soon.